Hello, darlings. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you're another YouTuber, let me know down in the comments and I will sub you back. Now stay safe, wear your masks, and here's the video. Hello, darlings. It's Brandy here from brcnails. Today, we are going to play with this corrugated flash strands. That's what it says on the label. Basically, it's like a fancy type of tinsel, sort of. You'll see as we get into it. So, of course, I got to promote my two babies, the new group in Facebook, and of course the website, www.brcnailstipsxpieces.com. Come and check us out, both either ways, however you would like to do it. I'm just going to have these pictures up here, clear pictures of the designer stuff, since I can't put it without a watermark anywhere else. The links for both of those will be in the description box. As always, they will always be there, as well as all my other social media. So come check a girl out. Without further ado, let's get into this little experiment. Okay, y'all, so I ordered these from Aliexpress. They had 2 different 6 packets, so there's 12 different colors in all. I did send some to a nail sister for friend mail, so it's not all 12 here. But that being said, there are a couple that are very similar, like they look exactly the same in color. So I used one of those. I would recommend 2 or 3 packages if you are going to do someone else's nails, whether you do the reverse encapsulation using nail tips or dual forms or what have you, or putting them over the top. The longer that the nails are, the more that you'll need. And I have like a mid-range kind of nails that I set up, but if they were any longer, I would have needed another package, and that's just for one hand. So I decided to go straight encapsulation. That's the color I picked. I'm using cheap builder gel, Verano Clear Poly Gel, Lovcarrie's Structure Base Coat, which is a builder in a bottle, and the pinky is using the cheap Aliexpress acrylic powder, clear, and that's what I decided to go with to encapsulate all these. Now, to make the actual strand stick to the nail before I put whatever encapsulation thing I want to do, I'm just using my air dry foil glue, and you put it on, it dries clear, just to get them on there. I mean, you could use base coat, you could use the builder in a bottle, you know, whatever, but you would have to hold it down while it cures. So that's why I went with the sticky sticky. sticky. So what I did is I basically just took the strands and put it over the top and started pushing down to make them adhere to the nail. But it was a hot mess. I shouldn't have done it that way, but I came in complete virgin, never have tried to use these before, so I did learn some stuff. So of course, you know, the first one really ends up being kind of messy and what have you, but I knew that all of them were not going to fit on the nail, so I am just trying to get them all even, because with this one especially, up at the top of the nail there was like kind of a swerve to it because of the way that I placed them, and I didn't want to mess with any more glue, so I just left it like that. And I ended up just cutting the whole big part off at the bottom, which is missed in this nail. I'm sorry, I'm still trying to oh, I didn't cut the bottom yet. I'm still trying to learn with the zoomed in. I just get lost in what I'm doing, and I just need to work a little harder, that's all. So now here I am cutting off all those big strands, and I just cut them. I didn't hold the ends together or anything. So now I have a big pile of spaghetti strands like that. And here, you know, I'm trying to fix the holes up because there are some spots where, you know, like I said, it swerved and everything. So I'm trying to cut off all the excess around the nail tip so that I don't have to worry about filing it off later. But you need to be careful because as you're snipping, you might snip too much and end up with a bald spot. And that's what I was trying to fix in the first place. See right on the head there? So, you know, learning is as learning is. Now, I was going to cut this one out, but I just wanted to show, like, it was a hot mess trying to get those strands together. And then even as you look, as I'm putting them on, they're not really even at the top. So, you know, I went and tried to make it where the fullest body of the strands were, if that makes any sense, and left, like, the scragglers hanging off of the top. But that costs you product. So the second nail was a bit messy, as you can see. I'm going to zoom ahead a little bit and show you the best way that I found. So hang on a minute. Okay, now this one kind of started the same way with the excess hanging off the bottom of the nail. But what I did was I pulled the strands tight, pinched it with my finger, then cut it so that the strands were even and short and all together. That is the best way to do it, so keep that in mind, okay? Now, you know, they're all a little raggedy looking and stuff, but the cover up really, really helps. And I mean, it's made to be coarse like that. And I suppose you could leave it and give it that 3D bumpiness, but even if you put top coat over it, it still changes that effect. So I don't know. I don't know if I would leave them just bumpy like that. Personal preference, I guess. Okay, so for the index finger, I wanted to use this hard gel. It brand new, just opened, and I just had a hot ass mess with it. Not only could I not get a ball picked up well, when I was trying to apply it originally, the strands were coming up. So you need to make sure that you're pulling it the opposite way, if that makes sense. As you do it, you'll be able to tell, because if you're pulling one way and the strands are all coming up, you just kind of gotta flip it over and do it more gentle, right? So I don't know if it's just because I haven't used hard gel in a long, long while, or if it because it was cheap hard gel, or what. I don't know, but it ended up being a hot mess at the end. I thought I applied it not super evenly, but enough where, you know, I wouldn't have to break out the e-file to fix it, and it just, the shaping was off and the whole nine. So I don't know, again, if it was just the first nail, because this is, you know, I mean, I've encapsulated before, so it shouldn't have been an issue, but it was, so there's that. Now, with all of these, you want to make sure that the strands are completely covered. You don't want to have any of them sticking out. So for the middle finger, I went with the Burano Poly Gel. I tried to do the toothpaste thing where you just put it right down the nail, but I didn't squeeze enough on there. So I had to break out the spatula and place it and then go from there. I used rubbing alcohol as my slip solution. It doesn't really change the Burano colors. It doesn't make it milky or anything like that. Now, I do want to say, as far as clearness goes, in general, clear acrylic is the murkiest, I guess. Then I would go with poly gel, then hard gel, and then builder in a bottle. But that's not how this one turned out. It ended up being the builder in the bottle was the best, then the poly gel, then the hard gel, then the dipping. So it's kind of all over the place. But I mean, I had a lot of fun playing with it. I haven't really played with, you know, extension material in a while. So, and there is the extra blob. Now, when it comes to, sorry, I have my window open. When it comes to press-on nails, you need to be careful when you're encapsulating or putting, you know, a sturdier layer through, because there are some people that like their press-ons very thick. But you want to make sure that at the top of the nail, near the cuticle area, there is still enough give in the nail for it to stretch. And I know I've said this a million times, but when it comes to press-ons. You need that flexibility, otherwise the nails will not fit correctly at all. And I'm sorry for being out of frame so damn much. Next up, we have the Lovcarrie Builder in a Bottle, structured base coat, whatever you want to call it. See, there was some strands still sticking up, so I had to go in and cut a little bit. Worked out fine. And I just use the same kind of dab method that I use whenever I'm floating any type of material, because if the wetness hits the glue is going to unstick. So you want to make sure that, one, you're getting full coverage, and two, you're not putting too much pressure on the strands, because they will move even with the glue. So if you are still watching this video, please hit the like button. Let your girl know you were here. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and hit that bell. Even if you're subscribed, if you don't hit the bell, you'll miss a lot of my uploads. So if you find value in my content, please hook a sister up. It only takes a second, and it really does mean a lot to us, to me. So now we have the dip powder. Like I said, I'm just using a base coat and a gel base coat, and then I'm dipping it into this acrylic powder. Now, the only real clear acrylic is Valentino. It is very expensive, but if you are looking for a gel-like effect from an acrylic, that is the only brand that will do it. Only one. So I knew that it was going to be fairly cloudy because it's a cheap clear acrylic. Now, what had happened was, I did the nail, I had it all dipped, I had everything all set, and I took it off to file, and I dropped it, and I don't know where the fuck it went. It's gone. Totally disappeared. I mean, if it was on the stand, I would have been even more pissed, because I got new stands. So anyways, I'm showing that there still are some strands that might be sticking up, and that would need another layer, where other ones are completely covered. There's no bumpiness. So before filing, you know, I'm going to try to get rid of all that, and if I have to, put another coat of everything on. I did put a second coat of gel and a second coat of powder and of builder gel. So the only one I didn't was the poly gel, because the poly gel was pretty much covered. So anyways, I lost it and had to redo the damn pinky nail again, but guess what? It came out almost perfect. So I guess it's just really getting back into my rhythm and trying it again. And here's me starting the second coat with the gel. So yeah. So I'm not going to make y'all have to watch all this again, since you watched me do it originally. I also didn't film the filing because the way that my dust collector works, I can't get it under my filming setup for it to be comfortable enough for me to use, because it's one of those like ramped ones. So I went in actually with hand files, but it's still, it's just hard for me to film it. So I left it off. I mean, it's not hard to know how to file, especially if you're using a hand file. You kind of just go to it. I did want to leave this in. This is what I'm working with before filing. There are bumps, there are issues, but you got to trust the method, right? So here they are, all buffed and filed and nice and smooth. And hopefully I didn't go too hard on the filing. I leave file marks a lot because I'm kind of just like zoom, 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 zoom. So I need to practice a lighter touch when it comes to that. And I think they came out good. Okay, and this first one was the hard gel, or builder gel, whichever you want to call it. I mean, I guess I would call it builder gel just because it's not quite hard gel. But that is the top coated version of it. And, you know, the top coat does take care of any kind of bumps or, you know, little ridges or what have you that you may have missed, or you just would have had to file the whole nail away to get it down. That's what top coat is good for. It gets into all those little things and makes your nails smooth, right? And this is the Burano, of course. Alright, next up we have the structured base coat from Lovcarrie, which I think came out the best, the clearest, the not so heaviest, I guess, just because of the thinness of the solution compared to the other three. I'm not sure, but this one really, you know, took the cake for me. I mean, look at it. The semi-translucentness is perfect. You get the little blinking light effect that they push when it comes to that. So yes, I think the builder in a bottle was definitely the best way to go. Last but not least, we have the gel with the dipped in the clear acrylic powder, the cheap one. And this is the new nail, the one that I didn't drop. And the whole structure of it came out a million times better. I knew it was going to be cloudy like that, but that is definitely, you know, my second favorite, even though it's not the clearest. So the first one was the hard gel. This one is the poly gel. This is the structured base coat, the builder in a bottle. Yeah, see, look at those effects. Really cool, right? So, and then the last one has that milky effect. So you kind of lose a little bit of it, but it's still in there. It's still good. Okay, so that was it. That was our little experiment. I hope that you had fun watching me mess up. Too bad you didn't see how pissed I was when I dropped that thing. I looked everywhere, and I know it's gonna turn up like in the next day or so, and I'm gonna be even more mad when I find it. Anyways, don't forget about the Facebook group and of course the website www.brcnailstipsxpieces.com. Come and spend some money, y'all. Come on. Make your girl, you know, get some coin. Hook a sister up. Shameless promotion. That's right. Right here. Shameless promoting. And I think that's about it. Thanks so much for watching. Have a marvelous day. And thanks again. Mwah.